Coming up, we finally have a key member back to our team, and we're going to be talking about his favorite show. This is the Sacred Rewatch. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sacred Rewatch, brought to you by Effortless Expeditions, a Disney-centered travel agency, here to help you plan your next Disney vacation. Contact us today for a free, no-obligation quote. Wherever the destination is, they make the experience truly effortless. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you like this content, or give a 5-star rating on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. Guys, we have just crossed a monumental occasion, benchmark. 5,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I'll get your guys' thoughts about this in a moment, but today I am joined. Brody, I'm going to have you go first today. I'm introducing you first because we need to talk to Wyatt. But Brody, we have the philosopher here. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Let me tell you something. I keep saying that after this show, dude.
And we finally have back one of our most important co-hosts, Wyatt. How are you doing?
Wow, most important really touches my heart right there, Ethan. I'm doing good.
Arguably.
Okay, well,
Brody's been carrying the weight.
I won't argue that. I won't argue Brody's definitely the most important co-host, but happy to be back, for sure.
Well, Wyatt, let's get your thoughts on everything that's happened to this point. This is the beginning of part 3. So what are your thoughts on the overall part 2? Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Age of Ultron. You've got 2 minutes. Go.
Okay. I like the Netflix stuff. The Netflix stuff reminds me of when I was a kid watching Marvel. I think Jessica Jones is one of the best written, not written, but coolest pieces of Marvel media, because it's not like a superhero story. It's like a story about a girl. Age of Ultron is awesome, and everyone hates on it, but I think it's really cool. I love Age of Ultron. I think Daredevil Season 2 has some of the best characters in Marvel.
All right. Well, guys, I've got to say this before we start. I said this when we watched Jessica Jones, but we are in the thick of it now. It's getting tough. It's getting real tough.
Yeah. Yep.
And it doesn't get any better. I've said this multiple times now, but it does not get any better for us. So let's get our scores ready, and then let's just talk about it. So, do you guys have it written out, or we can just talk about them?
I can just say
I have it written.
Brody, you show us, and then Wyatt, you talk, and then I'll talk about my score later. On 3, Brody. 1, 2, 3.
It's already up.
Oh, wow. I love the horns on there.
Is that an
Right.
11?
Last minute edition.
Wyatt, thoughts on that score? Your score?
What did he give it? I couldn't really. It was a little blurry. Was it an 11 or an 18?
18.
18.
Meh. A
I had
little
an
low.
18.
A little low. But, it's better than a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't really know Brody scores off the top of my head, but that might be really good on the Brody scale.
I don't know. I have a tough time with the shows. There's a grudge over having to watch through all of them. That I think just tanks some of my scores on these.
Well, Wyatt, you gave it a 23, so just immediate thoughts. I know you literally just finished maybe minutes.
Yeah, I did. I
I
finished minutes before the podcast started. I think the first 5 or 4 episodes of this show are perfect. I think all the stuff in the very beginning with the Punisher and the way you see the Punisher interacting with both Daredevil and Lawyer Matt is some of the best stuff this TV show does. All the stuff involving the trial with Foggy and Matt and Karen is nothing but amazing character development for all 3 of those characters. And I think Season 2 is a great example of it. Really sets these characters apart from rather just being friends of Matt Murdock. You see Foggy Nelson as a character. You see Karen Page as a character, not just extensions of Matt. I think it's done very well, especially in those first 5 episodes. And then I think I think the show really does kind of hit not necessarily hit a wall, but I think once Elektra shows up and all the stuff with the hand starts coming into play, I just think it's so boring compared to what's going on with Frank and Karen and all the Punisher stuff that every time they're on screen, you're just hoping and thinking about it, waiting for it to go back to see what Punisher's up to.
Yeah.
Brody, thoughts on that?
I completely agree. This seems like plot lines that could have been separated into two different seasons. It feels like a lot to try to cram the Punisher stuff in with the Elektra stuff.
Uh-huh.
Um, it just seemed like a different vibe between the two. I feel like that's the main thing. It's not that either of them were terrible. It was just tough to balance both of them through the same story.
Mm-hmm. Well, and to piggyback off of what Wyatt said, and this is what I actually wrote this for the very first episode. It seems like the gang is back together and they're even stronger than they were before. Not necessarily as a team, because they clearly have their issues as we saw at the end of the season. But
Yeah.
it seems like not just Matt, but this is about Foggy. And something I wrote down about Paige too, or Karen Page, is that she actually seems like a legitimate character now. The first season,
Completely
she's
agree.
kind of a damsel in distress, right? But now she's a more legitimate character. And then she's even taking a larger role in the firm. You know,
Yeah. And she's
so
super
that
helpful. You see that from the first
absolutely.
scene when she's talking with all the people and explaining all the problems.
Uh-huh.
When Matt and Foggy get back, and she's like explaining each of their individual issues and stuff. Like you just see completely like, oh, where she's helping Matt and Foggy through this stuff.
Yeah.
But she was just totally cared. You see that they personalize her more in the first episode at the bar. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like you get scenes talking with her, and then obviously the hospital stuff and that too, where she's like really being a key player.
Yeah. So Wyatt, let's talk about your score a little bit. You got a 23. You gave it a
Mhm.
23. What specific points did you dock it? Because you either docked it, one heavily in one category, or you kind of spread it out.
I
What
had pretty
what
much a
happened?
similar score from the first season of Daredevil. I docked it in the characters mainly because of the Elektra and the stick and all this stuff with the hand. Just because it really does. It's such a total, not necessarily a vibe change, but you have such a good flow going on, and then it's as if the Punisher. I think it's right when he gets booked in prison. The end of that episode is where Elektra shows up, and she just kind of shows up out of nowhere without really any reference. I mean, obviously, if you're a Daredevil fan, you know who Elektra is the second she's there. It's Elektra, it's Daredevil's girlfriend. Everyone knows that. But for the casual viewer, I think it is a really big kind of flip up that really could throw people off. Not to throw people off, but kind of make them a lot less interested in the story with the hand because it's not really explored as much as I feel like it should have been. Because the hand does that like spoilers play a role in a couple of the other Netflix shows where I think introducing them a little later in Daredevil might have played better. Just because it kind of feels out of vibe. Daredevil
Uh-huh.
fighting the Punisher and doing law and attacking him and fighting him in the streets and defending him as a lawyer at the same time. And then all of a sudden he's fighting ninjas who aren't really dead and there's all this prophecy and all this stuff, which I feel like is a very big switch up in the middle of the season.
Yeah. And to
Yeah.
Brody and I talked about this a little bit for the Jessica Jones episode. We give the Disney Plus shows a lot of flack for struggling with the season
Uh-huh.
length, right? And how to tell the story and make sure that it hits its length. This season, kind of similar to Jessica Jones, it kind of seems like it struggles to hit that
Could
13
be 10.
episode length because to me
Yeah.
this could have been a 9 or a 10 episode season and it would have been great because you would have had the perfect amount of Punisher, you would have had perfect amount of Nelson and Murdoch, and you would have had a little bit of sprinkle of Wilson Fisk in there, right? And then it would have been perfect,
Right.
right? But then they introduce Elektra, and then you'd think that this is a lot of world building for Elektra. And spoiler alert, she died. So I don't know. I don't know.
I also think that
I
the
feel
Electra
like
pathway would have been
it's
such
one.
a,
Oh, sorry.
it would have been such a stronger way to show more of Matt's younger years, like show more of him in college, him and Electra doing things rather than just breaking into some guy's house and making out. Show some more of that. What brings those two so close together is they both have that darkness in them. Matt's always talking about his internal darkness, the devil inside of him. I would have loved to see more of them in their college years doing, I don't know if violent things is the right word, but I would love to see Matt in college with a blindfold on and beating the shit out of some guy in the streets with his hot ass Electra girlfriend. Like I don't, and all they really do with it is show that oh yeah he had a college
Yeah.
girlfriend and that's kind of the end of it. And the stuff with the guy who killed his dad, obviously.
Wait, and tell me if I'm wrong, but yeah. But tell me if I'm wrong. One of your favorite parts from season 1 was that throwback stuff, right?
Yeah.
Going back to his younger years.
The scenes in the season 1 about him, with him and Foggy in college are amazing.
I agree.
And maybe I'm biased because...
Last thing I'll say before I tell you guys my score. Go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe I'm biased because I just love The Punisher and John Bernthal. Not only as an actor in like normal stuff, I love him in The Walking Dead. I think he's great in all the movies he's in. But he is one of the best castings in comic books, period. There's no one in the world who can play The Punisher ever since he's done it. They will never even try to do it again. So maybe I'm biased just because every time he's on scene, he just has so much personality to the character. Like, you see this character blowing the heads off all these mob guys, but then every time he talks to someone who's not a criminal, he just has so much respect and just charm in his voice to them. He just does such a good job that every time he's not on screen, you're just wishing he was. Which isn't a diss to the show. I mean, they wrote a phenomenal character. But it just kind of takes away from when everyone else is there. You just want to see more of him and Matt.
Have you seen the Punisher movie with Ray Stevenson?
I had not seen the movie, no.
I have not.
I've only seen like a little bit of footage from it.
Mm. Well, I'll tell you guys this. My score I gave it was a 16.5.
Ooh.
There you go.
Why
it's gonna kill you, but
I had a tough time. And I think we can give a unanimous boo for when Stick came back. You guys know my hatred for Stick is at an all-time high right now. But I was so irritated that they brought Stick back. Because he was my least favorite part of season 1, and he was even more unlikable when he came back in season 2. I was just like visibly getting upset when he came back on.
But that's Matt's blind fake dad.
So Elektra doesn't matter. I don't care. Elektra to me was an interesting character to bring in because I really did like the dynamic that, you know, him and Paige are getting a little bit more personal. You know, they got a little bit of loving going on. And Elektra comes back in, and, you know, I don't even know if there was a direct scene that described it, but there was a very short amount of time in one of the episodes where there was, like, a scene of him and Elektra making out, and then it went to him and Paige making out. And it's just, like, it showed a great dynamic of, like, what was happening, because I don't even know if Matt, like, felt guilty about, you know, him falling in love with two women at the same time. Foggy obviously calls it out, right? And says that he needs to go tell Karen right away. But I thought it was a cool dynamic. You know, it shows that Matt is not a perfect person, right? But the theme of him being a Catholic lawyer, like this guy that's supposed to be, you know, all goody two shoes, it's just an interesting way to, you know, make Matt more, not relatable, because I'm not a cheater, but
you're not a blind, superpowered,
you know what I'm saying?
Womanizer.
It makes it, yeah, exactly. Let me talk about my score a little bit. Just to give some clarity of why I gave it a 16.5. Iconic, I gave it a 2.5. The only reason I think this was iconic at all was because of the Punisher.
Oh,
you know,
so cool.
Like what I was saying, John Bernthal, phenomenal job. And what I love about
the prison
John
fight
Bernthal is not that.
So cool.
So good.
That was awesome.
But what I love about John Bernthal is that he, like, if you've ever seen him go on, like, late night television and talk, he's probably the nicest guy in Hollywood, right?
Right.
And then you go see him play as the Punisher, and you're like, dude, this was not even the same person. But that's kind of how it is sometimes. Like, those people that play the darkest characters are the nicest people, because it's like, I think they flip so hard and they sell it so well. My favorite scene of the Punisher is actually at the very beginning, when he goes to the radio shop, and he's like talking to the guy, and the guy is a little scared, and then he's like talking about like sex trafficking ring. I may be wrong on that.
Child
but
porn.
then he you can see the anger start to come out of him, because like I respect what he did, you know? Like I'd be the Punisher too. You know,
It's a good scene
Yeah.
so
because it really
I
shows
thought
that
was
the
a very
Punisher
cool
doesn't
way to,
just
quickly
kill
show
mob
that he's
mob
not.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a point where you really see he's not a villain. He's an anti-hero, right?
Yeah.
But then he does some questionable stuff later on, you know. So I don't know. Other things I gave it really high in the characters category. The Punisher carries it very well. I was actually kind of surprised because I've seen season 2 before, and I don't remember Wilson Fisk being in it, but I like that he came back, and it's like he's pulling the strings from prison, which I liked, because the easy cop out way, right? If you're trying to recreate the magic from season 1, is that you bring Wilson Fisk back and you let him be a crucial part of the story, and he is a crucial part of the story, but he's not in every scene. So I really like that. And the last thing I said was the music. I thought the music in this was phenomenal. Obviously, love the Daredevil theme, but I thought the way they played the music when the Punisher came in with like that deep tuba almost or trumpet, you really got the feeling this guy's here.
Dude,
Up.
his first scene.
Those are my thoughts.
There's so much aura behind his first scene. They're in the hospital, and there's just you see everyone running, and he turns the corner, you don't even see him, and it just starts at his feet and just slowly pans up as he's just walking. Oh, it's so cool.
Right. Some Kill Bill vibes. Walking through the hospital.
Let me read off some of my other notes. Oh, episode 2, exactly like I was talking about. This Punisher guy seems like a badass. Episode 3, what else did I write? Oh, so
that's when Matt's
I think,
chained to the roof.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was just about to talk about that episode.
and I think this is exactly when Wyatt texted me. Go for it.
I texted Ethan. I called him or texted him as this was happening, and I was like, Daredevil is such a good written show and has such good characters, because not very many MCU products or Marvel products could have a whole episode where for 45 or 50 minutes your main character is tied to a wall talking to another character, and it is nothing but pure entertainment. Like, it is so good, just the conversations those two can have and the chemistry that they have on screen together. Charlie Cox and John Bernthal are very, very good at playing both these characters. It's almost like they were both born to play these roles, and it's amplified to the max when they're both on screen together. It's so much better.
Well,
That's
and I've
the
said
other
this
thing that I
before.
miss about the Netflix
Go ahead,
shows.
Brody.
Sorry. But that's the other thing I miss about the Netflix shows is, like you're saying, sometimes it does feel dragged out, but they did get a lot more time to, like, try stuff out. Like, I don't think we would get an episode like that where it's just two guys talking for the whole thing. The closest thing I could think to that was I've seen, like, HBO Max do that with some of their stuff. Well, they'll upload, like, a special, which is, like, two characters talking for, like, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. But so far on Disney Plus, we haven't seen anything like that. That I can think of.
I would rebuttal that pretty heavily. I think some of the best content we've gotten from Marvel as a whole is talking episodes. I'm gonna take you to a show. I don't want to give spoilers because it's got some pretty heavy implications to it, but Loki talks to a character for a very long time in the finale.
That is such a good
and,
episode.
You know,
It's an amazing episode.
Maybe it doesn't matter as much anymore.
Right when you said you had something, it popped into my head exactly what show it was going to be. And I was like, oh yeah, that was the whole finale.
Yeah. So I love that one. There's another one I can't think of right away, but I think Marvel, some of its best stuff that it puts out there. You know, Daredevil, it does a great job with hallway scenes. We've already got that hammered out. We know they're really good with hallway scenes.
The fights. That one in episode 3 where Matt's coming down after he's fighting the Punisher and fighting the mob guys at the same time while walking down the stairs. He's like breaking the lights. Oh, it's so badass.
It's a one-shot one. It's all one shot. That one's so
good.
Cool.
But like I was saying, like, this show in general does a really good job of dialogue, and we can talk about it a little bit too right now, is the court scenes, right? I think this, more than season 1, we get a lot more court scenes. Not only showing off Matt Murdock, but we get Foggy Nelson showing it off a little bit, and he gets hired by my least favorite law firm, Hogarth.
Yeah.
Talk about something else that pissed me off was when she popped up on
Jessica
screen.
Jones reference though.
I thought we lost you. It is good. It is good.
Yeah,
I'm glad we're starting to see. We're really
they got to start weaving it all together.
end of season 1 of Jessica Jones. We got the Claire cameo, and now we got the Hogarth cameo, which seems like it's actually playing into some serious fruition. Whether we're going to see it in Jessica Jones season 2, because I think it's a while before we see Daredevil season 3. But.
Yeah, because
I was
it
pretty
goes
happy about
Daredevil
it. I think I
season
talked
3
about
comes
it in
after the
Jessica Jones
Defenders.
episode.
So you have 2 seasons of Iron Fist, 1 season of Jessica Jones,
Gotcha.
and 1 of Luke Cage before we come back to maybe not 2 seasons of Iron Fist. I don't know if the second one is. I never watched the second one. I like that part
what
at
else
the
did
end.
you guys think?
At the end, there's such good growth for especially Foggy. At the end, in that very last episode, or it's either I think it's the last episode, it might be the second to last one. But in the last episode, when he's talking to Matt, and he says something along the lines of, Matt's like, "You did good in those trials," and he goes like, "Yeah, I did, because I'm a good lawyer, and I know that now." Like it's so. At the end of that show, Foggy is at. I mean, yeah, he's lost his best friend in terms of friendship, but in terms of career-wise, Foggy has grown so much from Nelson and Murdoch. He's going to go from one of the biggest law firms. You can tell that his confidence is through the roof in himself, and it's cool to see that they did it very well. It's a very gradual thing, and it pays off very well for him as a character.
Well, and he gets the biggest law firm in New York City to have his name attached to it. Hogarth, Chow, Benowitz, and Nelson. Did I get that right?
I think so. Sounds right.
I think so.
Fire. I'm stoked about that.
I like all this stuff.
My
with
knowledge
the
of the
zombie kids.
MCU guys is growing even larger and larger.
One thing I like about this show.
Can we talk about that a little bit? I think I'm
The
mostly
zombie kids.
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
I think they're like mini black skies. Like they're just like drained blood bags that the hand can use to like kill people. They're like mindless drones.
Weren't
I was
they,
getting some
weren't they
serious
just, like,
Kilgrave
kidnapped
vibes
people?
from that scene.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know in the comics,
But,
Kilgrave's
you know.
purple, like his skin's purple. I couldn't say that. I wasn't here for Jessica
it
Jones.
really?
Yeah,
Really?
he's purple, like his skin's purple. Yeah, that guy's a great actor. I didn't get to say that of Jessica Jones, but David, whatever his name, is amazing.
He is.
We talked about that for a good amount when we had Jessica Jones.
I love a good conspiracy, and that's what like the first half of the show is about. I love the whole government's hiding cover up. We got to figure out what's going on. That our big bad's the real government. Like that's like I think that stuff's very interesting, and I think it's very very cool reveal at the very very end when Karen's in General what's his name's house and she just sees the painting or the picture, and then it all starts to click for her. And then he like escalates very, very fast to point a gun on her within seconds. He didn't even try
Right.
to like talk his way out of it or like cover himself up. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna shoot you now."
Yeah, they're so good at like building tension and stuff, especially in those last like you're saying those last 2 episodes. Like they just completely flip some of these scenes.
Well, and to be honest, I thought at the end of this season, like as I got to episode 12, I was like, you know what? I'm curious on what the resolution is going to be, right? Because at the end of season 1, you're thinking, oh, you know what? They're not going to get back together at the end. And then they ended up getting back together, right? They kind of squashed the beef. But then at the end of season 2, you're like, wait, they're actually not going to get back together? Because I remember at the end of episode 13, I clicked on the amount of time that was left, and there was only like 5 minutes left. I'm like, holy shit, they're actually not going to get back together.
Right.
Sometimes being a vigilante has its downsides, and Matt finally got to learn that.
Right. It reminded me of like the Raimi Spider-Man stuff. Like what are the repercussions for being a superhero and doing this stuff? Even on a street level. And you even get that super early on with Foggy. Like Foggy's like super worried about Matt. Like when he's like leaving that first like it's like that first gang like shooting scene, and he's like telling Matt to like just not get into this. You know what I mean? Which I just feel like they represented that
They do
a little bit better than season
They
one
do a
did.
good job. To me, it's very obvious that Foggy doesn't want Matt to stop because he thinks it's wrong or it's illegal. He just doesn't want his friend to die. Like that's really all it is for Foggy. He doesn't care that it's morally incorrect. He's really just worried about his friend. He knows that Matt can't stop, but he's pretty much just begging him to. And I think it's not funny, but like he tells Karen that he has a drinking problem, and that's why he's always like covered in bruises because he just gets wasted and then blindly falls down the stairs. Like, it's such a sad lie to have to live as Matt Murdock when you're really beat up because you're saving the city every day.
Right. But I don't know. I mean, and all of Foggy's like worries make sense. Like Daredevil's not invincible. He doesn't have like crazy powers. You know what I mean?
No.
Like he even talks about the suit. Foggy calls them underwear or whatever. But like as protective as that armor is or that suit is, it's really nothing if you're getting into like real threats and stuff.
I mean,
So,
Melvin
like, they
says a
do
line
play with that
within the
risk
first
and
couple
danger,
episodes.
like, constantly throughout the show.
When Frank shot at him when he first comes into him, if he was like an inch to the right, he would have killed him right then and there. Matt Murdock dead.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
One thing that I think the Netflix
And
shows do
something
well
about
that
this
a lot of
show is
MCU
kind of-
projects lack is that from the very, very start, they are good at writing characters to then have their own show. Like, Punisher is written to have his own show. You know that at the end, he's obviously going to go off and do his own thing, but he still has a lot of real, genuine character moments. And it's not like they save that for his show. They're not afraid to make you watch another show to learn about the other one. You have to watch season 2 of Daredevil before you watch season 1 of Punisher. And I like that in a way.
Yeah. And something I was going to say about the writing as well is you really feel like this show was written for cable television? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, this came out on ABC first, right?
No. Netflix only.
I think so.
So, like...
Really?
Are you...
Yeah, it was... These are Netflix originals.
That while we're talking about it. But
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know about that.
What did I think?
Hey,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was
Daredevil is a Netflix original,
on
right?
TV.
I thought so. Gosh, it's so much cooler in here than it is anywhere else in the house. That weekend, there's no way. For
No,
me to
it
be able
was
to go.
produced by Marvel
That's the
Television in association with... Oh, no, it was streamed on Netflix.
Was it on TV at the same time?
Uh-uh.
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Did Daredevil
Really?
get released on TV?
Don't you read that Google
No,
AI
that's-
answer. Find a real
That's
one.
Season 4. I know, I'm trying to.
The AI overview. It's like Daredevil Born Again was released on Disney Plus.
All right,
Which is
well,
kinda
I
like
can't find a
TV.
conclusive answer, but
I'm telling you.
feel-
I'm telling you the
feels like
conclusive
this
answer.
We gotta trust Wyatt on this one.
he's kind of like AI too. You can't really tell, you know.
Talk to your.
But the show feels
kidding
like
me
it
on
was
a podcast?
perfectly designed.
I almost f***ing crashed that right there, bro. That shit pissed me off.
This show feels like it was perfectly designed for commercials to hit at certain times, right? You have the cliffhanger,
Yeah.
like, shit. Now I've got an hour or 1 minute and 30 seconds of commercials that I gotta watch. That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah, you can definitely tell by the segmenting. Like, if you look at, I just feel like most of the Disney Plus shows are at most going between two different storylines, like two different groups of characters. Like Ironheart will sometimes cut between two different groups of people, but I feel like this one, sometimes they'll have three if the main group's split up into three different characters. You know what I mean? Plus
Yeah.
the villains. It's just a lot of cutting around, which makes like sometimes individual episodes not as satisfying to watch. overall the story and the season is good. But sometimes you'll just have an episode where you're like, okay, we're just waiting to get to the next point.
Yeah, like all the Electra stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I feel like that was just a fault of like, I feel like season 2's of shows kind of get into this panic of like, oh, we got renewed, but we don't know if we'll get renewed again. So let's just throw like all the Daredevil stuff into like one season. So let's like get Punisher, let's get Elektra, you know what I mean? So they just kind of end up rushing it a little bit, I think.
Well,
but I mean,
season
that's what you have to
3
do.
is very.
Yeah, I mean, you're not guaranteed the next season
from season 2. They throw so much like connected universe stuff in between seasons.
Is it just because of that time jump?
This isn't a spoiler, but like season 3 season 3 of Daredevil starts with pretty much the exact ending scene of the Defenders crossover show. So you like it's a ways away because all the you have to watch.
Awesome.
Not exactly, but it shows like what happens to him at the finale. You know, like something happens in the finale, and it starts with him right at the end of season.
That's really
Defenders. Cool. No, it is cool. It's very well done. I like season 3 Daredevil. Season 3 Daredevil is really cool. But
you're hyping up Defenders so much, man. You're hyping up Defenders so much.
No, it's not. It's
I gotta
okay.
Control my hype.
Don't get hyped. I watched it. I watched these Netflix shows when I was 12, and the Defenders was the first like team up I'd ever heard of in my life, and it was just cool. It was awesome. So I don't know how good it is.
Yeah,
but
true. I can't think of another TV show that does that.
It's fun. The Defenders is fun because
NCIS,
the characters in the Defenders have a lot of chemistry together as actors, and it works very well. There's a lot of good banter, and it's fun. Defenders is cool.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, nowadays they're pretty well-known actors. Like, they did kind of make themselves stand out at the time. Like, I think most of these people, if you said their name, people will know where they're from at least one of their projects.
Yeah.
So they're not like, no names. Who plays, the one show I don't know anything about, who plays Iron Fist?
Oh, what's his name? I almost said the wrong name, because it's not who
That's
I'm
the
about
only
to say.
dude I can't think of who it is.
Mm.
But, like, John Bernthal and stuff is, like, now everyone's freaking out about him being in the Odyssey. Like,
Finn
it's crazy
Jones.
to see that from Punisher. Now everyone's freaking out.
How'd you guys start
that's the
talking
only
about
name
the
I know.
Odyssey?
John Berthel's in the
John
Odyssey.
Bernthal. I was just talking about, like, how it's crazy seeing people
Well, he's
go
in all
from,
sorts
like,
of stuff. He's in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, but it's just crazy, like, watching this.
Dude, Iron Fist.
You know what I mean?
Iron
Seeing
Fist has a
that, like,
20%
being other stuff at the
on
time.
Rotten Tomatoes. That's awful.
Dude, looking
So
forward
excited
to
Dude,
for
it.
I'm looking forward to the Punisher. That show,
I don't
freaking
know.
awesome.
Yeah. But with this show, I don't know. It felt like a good season 2. But, like, similar to season 1, like, I still want more out of the show. Yeah, man. Like, I'm really interested in season 3 and Defenders and all that. Because, like, I feel like I haven't gotten, like,
And now
a perfect
season 4.
season yet. Yeah,
Well, if you didn't think these two are perfect, you're not going to think season 3 is perfect.
Oh, with Born Again. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think the storyline's good and stuff,
Yeah, bullseye.
but it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was good. I think the most I tanked on was probably score. I liked Punisher's theme, and I like the main theme, but it's a TV show. I wasn't expecting like a crazy score. Yeah, I mean.
What do you guys?
But other than that, I think everything else I gave like a 4 out of 5.
What do you think of the very end? Karen knows that he's Daredevil. I
thought that was cool.
I kind of wish they
It's one
did
of
it
those
20
cool, like,
minutes sooner so we could
where's
see
it
how
gonna
she
go next
reacted.
season?
You know. I want to see her say
It
something.
didn't give you like any time with it.
She's like, oh.
I wish they would have done
Yeah,
it
that's-
3 episodes earlier.
No, because then
To be honest.
I don't
think
want a
even
whole episode of them
the episode
arguing
right
about
before
it.
the finale.
Yes, or
True.
that scene where he like rescues her and he's like touching her face. If she was just kind of like Matt and then like figured it out on her own, you know. And then there was a scene at the end of them talking
Dude,
about
would be
it.
so funny. What if his mask just wasn't on and he didn't know?
That's
What if like you could just see through his mask
it's like,
and he just
it's
couldn't
hella
tell?
broken.
And she's like, Matt, what are you doing? Right?
Do you guys?
She's like, Matt, what are you
So
doing?
I
And
actually-
he's just got like the top of his mask.
I
off.
remember him Punisher finding out, but since watching the show, I realized he never actually directly says it. Do you guys think he knows who Daredevil is?
I think it's one of those. It's like the Batman Identity thing. I think even if he did, like, it wouldn't matter. He's not gonna like out him to the public. Like, he doesn't get anything out of that.
No, I know,
You know what I mean?
but I think
Like, it's just one of those. If he does know,
to me, when I was first watching the show, he very much figures out, but I feel like he figures it out during the trial. Somewhere in the trial, he puts two and two together. Matt says some sort of line, and Punisher kind of like moves his head a little bit.
Yeah.
This isn't much of a spoiler
Yeah.
for Born Again because they never say how it happens. But in Born Again, he knows his identity. When they talk to each other, he is fully out of Daredevil's suit. He's just Matt Murdock. So, it's weird. It's a weird thing to just kind of like assume he knows. But by Born Again, he obviously knows who he is. So I think they're just kind of just going off the conclusion that he figured out sometime during the trial. And then at the end, when he's helping shoot him, he doesn't have his mask on. So he would recognize him and be like, oh my God, that's my lawyer.
Yeah.
It's not like if you see him without his mask on, you're like, who the hell is that guy? He would recognize him. He's like, oh my God, that's my lawyer. I know that guy.
Yeah. I agree with you that he found out during the courtroom scene. Because he's also had the benefit that most people that meet Daredevil don't have, which is he talked with him for like a long time.
Yes.
Like he knows his voice.
And
You know what I mean? I think someone like him would be able to recognize someone purely off voice.
I know it's kind of a throwaway line, but the general, I don't know his real name, the blacksmith, whatever you want to call him, he says something to Karen that not John, that's his real name. Frank was always good at that, looking into people and just like picking up on their mind and who they are and how they operate.
Yeah. I think he definitely knows. Now that you bring it up.
All right, guys. Do you guys want a theoretical question?
Sure.
Sure.
Throw it out.
Not necessarily theoretical. A deep thought-provoking question.
Okay.
Sure.
If justice is blind, then what is the true cost of giving it eyes, and who gets to see through them? Think about it. Ponder it. Wyatt, let's hear from you first.
I gotta go first, bro. You're like the Riddler. You are justice.
Brody, if you have
please
something,
do
you
not
go
lie.
first.
Right? That's what that sounded like.
That's exactly what I thought you were saying, dude.
Open your eyes.
I think all our Daredevil's
feel like
problems would be
that was
solved
more
if
of
we
a
just killed some
statement
people.
than a question.
I agree. Like, I don't really know. I think Daredevil could learn a thing or two from Punisher.
Well, that's what. Here, I do have that question for Wyatt. Who was it that we were asking if Matt killed him in season 1?
Oh, I don't know, but
You remember we were like, he doesn't kill, but there's that one dude.
yeah, I don't remember what he does, but he does something pretty messed up to him.
Nobu?
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah,
just remember
it's
we
Nobu.
talked about it
I was
tons
like, they
during
don't.
our
He's
episode.
like, they say he doesn't kill anyone, but he lights that guy on fire. So their argument is he didn't kill him because he came back to life hence after.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. Like that's not how that works. And
Right.
I think it's funny that like
So that's what I'm saying.
he
like,
starts at the beginning of the episode. He doesn't let the Punisher kill people. He doesn't let Elektra kill people. By the end, he's given up. He's like, "Nah, kill these ninjas. I don't care. Like, as long as I'm not
Right.
doing it, we're fine." And there's another scene where when he rescues Punisher. Punisher's about to hit some guy with a hammer, and Daredevil catches it. He's like, "No, we don't kill." And then he turns around and throws that hammer at another guy's head. I'm like, dude, like, what are we doing?
right? Yeah, it's very. It feels a lot like the Spider-Man stuff.
Mhm.
Like Spider-Man won't kill, but he'll like throw a cinder block. at
Yeah,
your
the
head
whole Batman,
and just
the whole
hope for the best.
Batman not
that it
killing
doesn't
you,
kill
but breaking your legs and
Right.
locking you in a cave for 100 years, so you'll starve to death. He's not doing it, but you know.
Right. But hey, you know what I mean? No, he's a nice guy. He won't do it. He won't.
And
bring
I think
himself
it's
to
so
do it.
funny. He's either
But,
telling Punisher or Elektra this. He says maybe And he's about to say, maybe we use your way. Maybe we do kill them. He goes, maybe. And then he like does a Hail Mary because he feels bad about saying it. He goes, maybe your way is the way. I was like, dude, that's hilarious. You are so Catholic.
Right? I don't know. He's just such a fun character. Like you were saying about like the beginning of the season. I don't want to jump back to the pilot again, but like I feel like this season had a strong pilot. Like it really, after watching like all the different projects in between this, it really brought me back into Daredevil. You know what I mean? Like, and it had just enough. Like the shootout scene and stuff. Like the crime wasn't like too big. Like, oh, we're gonna blow up the whole city or something. It's just like, okay, they see a power loop, they want to take control. You know what I mean? And just the way they played it out. So like the dude's like hearing stuff, and he's like looking, and there's nobody, and you're like, oh, Daredevil's showing up, but Daredevil's not there.
And then Bullets.
You know what I mean, he's at the bar with
You're
his
waiting
friends.
for Daredevil to show up. Daredevil. And then Bullets start flying.
Right. And him hearing the heartbeat at the bar. Like, I just loved the pilot for this season. And the cop character coming back and Foggy talking
Agent
with him.
Mahoney, one of the two.
I just really... Right. But I just found, like, the beginning and the ending really strong. And then through that, mainly just Punisher.
I really like the Batman Jim Gordon scene at the end where Daredevil's talking to him on the fire escape. And it's so obviously exactly what they're trying to do, which is awesome. Every superhero needs a cop friend to go talk to. Like, it's just, you need one. So I think it's really fun. It's really cool the way they do it. It's just funny. And I like how he doesn't disappear like Batman. He just turns and runs.
Him and Batman are always parallel. Right. That was funny. Well, it just reminded me of, like, when we see him later, he'll just, like, leave scenes like that, where he'll just, like, drop off the side, like, do a cool little flip thing, or, like, carry himself down. But, like, I feel like that's part of it, is, like, people compare Batman and Daredevil, but I feel like in the show, Daredevil's, like, he's grounded. Like, not, like, he doesn't have to, like, scare people, because he'll do that when he fights you. You know what I mean? Like, if he's just talking to someone that he's not trying to threaten, he will just walk away.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to, like,
He doesn't need this.
throw a thing of smoke and, like...
Batman has that whole, like, is he real type of vibe to him. Where, like, the fear is not even knowing if Batman's real.
The myth.
But I don't know. Daredevil doesn't hide that at all. He just walks away from the cops. And I like how he's pretty much made that guy's career at this point. Every notable arrest that guy's made is Daredevil bringing him right to his doorstep, which is, it pays to have friends. I just think it's funny.
Right. I'm convinced that's one of the reasons he stays in, like, terrible city where stuff is always happening. Just because he's just getting paychecks.
He's getting called, hey, I got the Punisher for you. I got Wilson Fisk for you.
I did it all myself. Don't worry. I feel like that's definitely what's happening.
All right, guys. I know this might be a little bit of a shorter episode. The burnout's happening a little bit, but I think next week we got Luke Cage season 1, so there'll be a little bit more thought-provoking stuff for me personally, because I've actually never seen.
I don't know
Luke
if
Cage season 1.
I don't think
so
I finished
it. A little bit more.
I think
questions.
I've seen the first couple episodes and then I never finished it. I know the main bad guy's name's Copperhead. I think. Is it?
Spoilers, dude.
Is that a spoiler? What's his name? It might be played by. I'm gonna look up who the actor is before I say something racist, but.
Wait. Or should we keep it a secret so we don't know what actor it is? If it's a good actor, I don't want to know.
Yeah, no. Okay, it's exactly what I thought it was. I'm not gonna say it. It's exactly what I thought it was.
Okay.
Will I know who it is?
You should. Yes, you will. You both will. I know Brody will. You both will.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, do we have any last thoughts out there, guys?
Ooh, I'm actually really excited to watch it now because he's in it. Like, that's how good he is.
I don't know what else I have to say about this show.
That's okay.
I don't know.
That's okay. Guys, this is a long process. There's one episode that's a little bit shorter. And shorter for us is 45 minutes. 45 minutes to a lot of people is long. Sure. So, if that's it,
that's going to do it for this episode of the Sacred Rewatch. We hope you enjoyed diving back into the timeline with us. New recap episodes are coming out every week leading up to Avengers Doomsday. And before we go, make sure you guys tune in on June 24th for the Fantastic Four live stream. We're going to be immediately reviewing the movie. I think we have it set for 10 p.m. Just to make sure that it gives everybody time to go watch the movie on premiere night.
I think I'm seeing it at 6 or 7, one of the two.
So yeah, make sure you guys tune into that. Thank you guys that have subscribed already. We're at 5,000. Let's get to 10, guys. Let's get to 10. Let's do it. But wherever you are in the multiverse, thanks for making the Sacred Rewatch part of your journey. See you guys.